We are in London with Nimra Khan, who is a student coming from Pakistan. You are studying journalist here in London, but we talk with you about the condition of people, especially about human rights, personal freedoms, and in general, religious and personal freedoms in general. What's the condition now in Pakistan?
Pakistan is going through a very tumultuous time at the moment. Changes are taking place. It is not an easy process right now, but human rights are being given attention, and that is due to the fact that education is on the rise there and special importance is being given to these factions of the society. Even though they have been ignored for a very long time, I think things are revolutionizing back home in Pakistan, but it might take some time for them to have actual impact, but the ball is at least rolling and not getting kicked around like it was before.
How free is a woman to decide her life?
Well, in Pakistan, if you look at the general population, it is hard for the masses because most of them are in the villages and not much importance is given to education back there, and it's very male dominated, so it depends. A certain sector of the society that is getting education and is slowly getting more independent, especially in the cities now. Women are getting their rights and they are getting more independent, and that is directly linked to the fact that they are getting educated and are financially independent, which is something that wasn't as abundant back home as it is now.
Is it possible to imagine a secular Pakistan?
That is a very loaded question. Religion is at the moment dominating the country, unfortunately, and that is creating a lot of issues as well. Secularism to come about in the near future, I honestly do not see that happening, but I think the shift and the critical thought about religion is starting to come about, and it might get to that point, but not in the future at all.
And what about the third sex? What is it? How is it considered, the third sex? How is it defined? And which protection?
The third sex community in Pakistan is now slowly getting recognition, and it is very commendable to see that they are getting that kind of recognition. They have now got their own identification cards, which was unheard of before. They now have rights in the government elections, and there are a certain number of seats that is allocated to them. Even as far as employment goes, the government has sectored off a certain percentage that is meant to go to the third sex community. So a lot of measures are being taken place to gain recognition for this community, and it might take time for these changes to have impact, but we're headed in that direction, and we can see third sex community now involved in politics, getting jobs and getting the due respect that they deserve now.
What do you mean the third sex? Transgender people?
Yes, third sex is meant for transgender people, and it encompasses a very wide definition of subcategories as well. It is basically people who are physically born into a body that they can't associate with, and it also is associated with people who are born with physical deformities, which does not categorize them into one particular gender. So that is where third sex comes from.